Do I? Oh, okay,
you're good.
okay.
I'd like to call order the Parks and Recreation Board meeting for March 20th, 2023. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, Superintendent O'Shea, can you do the roll call, please?
Yes. Mike?
Here.
Barb?
Here.
And Dave?
Here. Okay. Item number 4, consent agenda, claims. Mike, you want to elaborate on that for us?
Yeah, in front of you, and behind your packet is just the consent agenda for the claims, which equal out to be $59,249.10. So that's just the claims for the month of February.
And can you just give us a brief what that is encompassing?
That encompass everything from the park operating budget to the park improvement budget and encumbered purchases from 2022.
Okay. So basically standard monthly operational expenses?
Yes, yeah, correct,
Okay, good.
correct.
No, that's all I needed. Just a little bit of a clarification.
You want a motion to approve?
Well, I do want a motion to approve.
Okay, I make a motion to approve the $59,249.10.
I'll second that.
Let's have a vote. All in favor of that being said, say aye. Aye. Opposed, nay. The ayes have it. That goes. Okay. This one's going to be a little bit more difficult. We're going to handle the minutes from both this board and the Park Advisory Board that is now obsolete. So we're going to start all the way back in the December minutes of the Park and Recreation Advisory Committee meeting, which was held on December 27th of 2022. If you've had a chance to look them over or not, I'm not sure. But it's fairly cut and dried. It was a quick meeting, but I would entertain a motion to approve them minutes.
I'm Barb Tusley, I make a motion to approve the minutes.
Second.
Okay, so we're going to approve the minutes of the Park Advisory Committee on December 27th of 2022. All in favor of that, say aye. Aye. Opposed? The ayes have it. Then let's move up one. The January 10th, 2023 Park and Recreational Advisory Committee special meeting, which was a little bit more of a study session, but still had minutes. I will entertain a motion to approve those minutes.
Barb Tusley, I'll make a motion to approve those minutes.
I'll second.
I have a motion, a second. All in favor of approving the minutes of the January 10th, 2023 Advisory Committee meeting, signified by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, nay. The ayes have it. And last but not least, last month, February 2023, of the newly appointed Park and Recreational Board meeting, which is now encompassing this body right now. If you've had a chance to look over them minutes, I know there was a little bit of a last-minute amendment on that. I don't know if you saw that today, but there was just a little bit of an amending to make sure that that was all correct. I've looked it over. I think it's good to go, but we'll just entertain a motion for the recreational board meeting minutes of February 6th.
Barb Tusley, I'll make a motion to approve those minutes.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion, we have a second for approval of the February 6th, 2023 Recreation and Parks Recreation Board meeting. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Say nay if you oppose. The ayes have it. All minutes are approved. All right, new business. We welcome Nicole Bennett to our legal services agreement, and I don't know, Mike, is there anything, or Nicole, is there anything you'd like to say?
I did forward to Mike and his packet, agreement for your review and consideration.
Is your mic on?
Nope, sorry. So I would request, obviously, for you to take a look at that. If you have any questions regarding any terms of that contract, please, let me know, and I can cover any of that. But otherwise, I welcome the opportunity to work with the Park and Rec Board and move forward with the projects that are in great progress here in the town.
And just for reference, Nicole, you were the old Parks Board legal, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Yes,
So you kind of understand what to do as it involves in the town.
yes.
That's great.
And many of the projects were either at, different phases at that point,
Correct.
or that Mike has worked toward kind of putting all the finishing touches on in the
There's
meantime.
good to have some cohesiveness.
Absolutely.
Now, we appreciate that. Thanks for coming on board. Any questions from any of the other members?
Does this need to be?
I believe it needs to be approved, certainly.
Okay.
Yeah, these agreements are done every year.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I would entertain a motion to,
I
for
need
that?
to make a motion to accept the agreement for the legal services. Herb Tusley?
I'll second that.
all right, then we will entertain a motion to accept the legal services of Nicole Bennett and her partnership firm. And I know that part of her firm represents the town, correct?
Yeah, Westland and Bennett, correct.
So there is a potential conflict that may or may at some point in time come around, but we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. But all things being equal, I think that works. So I will entertain that motion and ask that we consider it and approve it for Westland and Bennett to be our legal services. All in favor of this motion, say aye. Aye. All opposed, say nay. The ayes have it. Thank you. Nicole, welcome.
Thank you.
Moving on. All right, Founders Park Improvement Project. Mike.
Okay, there are 4 things here, so I'll start off with just A to begin off with. Founders Park is complete, has been complete for a little while. We had an outstanding change order that we were waiting for quite some time.
Is your mic on, Mike? Mike?
Yes, it is, yeah. A change order that we were waiting for a while. We recently just received that. So number 1 is a possible change order number 1 in the amount of $26,060 for Founders Park Improvement Project. This change order had to do with some design flaws, some issues that we had on site. This basically has to do with the parking lot at the time. We basically had to raise it up 5 inches, add some connections as far as asphalt and sidewalk connections, remove some landscaping as well. But altogether, this came to $26,060. That would have brought the total Founders Park improvement project up to $573,010.
And this work was completed probably, this change order, even by fall,
Yeah.
right?
So this work was completed at the end of the fall.
Okay.
And we had met in town manager's office originally, and then a second time on site.
And we've subsequently found other outstanding change order, or were these just
This
normal?
is it.
Okay, that's the only
yeah,
change order?
Yeah, this is it. Now, normally as we do some future projects and stuff, normally this change order would come here first, and then
Right.
the work would be done and stuff.
Well,
like that.
obviously,
So-
with some of the transitions that went on last year, some of this stuff has fallen through the cracks. But I mean, to me, and I don't know how the rest of the board feels about it, I think, yeah, should have been taken care of a lot earlier. But it just wasn't, because now we're kicking it to this year, and it shows up on this year's balance sheet and all that kind of stuff. And that's not necessarily a good look either. And how I understand it, with this completion of all these payments, we'll get something back from a grant that we have.
Yeah, so this project, actually, I believe the 4-year anniversary was just this past week. I was looking at the reports and stuff, but so about 4 years ago, this Founders Park was part of the IDNR Land and Water Grant, which is a reimbursement grant. This project, I believe, was $500,000 as a total. So we were supposed to, we should be getting $250,000 back. We are currently owed $122,000 plus back. So in order to, as we go on to application 6 and 7, want to get those approved, so then we can get the checks cut, issued, and sent over to Integral. They do have to cash the check, and we have to have copies of the cash checks and the proper documents to give to the IDNR to get our reimbursement back of
But at
$22,000.
At the end of the day, we're still probably, what, $150,000 over our original budget?
Yes, well, yes, in whole, yes. The project was 500,000. That's how much the grant is.
Correct.
So, the project could have been exactly 500,000, or you could have applied for one that was $1 million, but
Sure.
regardless,
No, I understand.
it was, 500,000.
Gotcha.
So,
All right, so we're looking for a motion. First motion is to approve this change order, correct?
change order first, correct?
Okay. I will entertain a motion to submit the change order for Founders Park.
Okay, I'll make a motion to accept that for the $26,660.
I'll second that.
All right. We have a motion. We have a second. Let's have a vote. All in favor of this change order for Founders Park signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Nay. The ayes have it. Change order is approved. Okay, and then this kind of rolls right into some of the other things, right, Mike, with
Yeah, so-
B, C, and D?
Yeah, if I can just briefly talk on it real quick. So pay 6 is at $75,249. Pay 7 is at $167,294. Pay 8 includes in the change order, but pay 8 is $53,408. However, for now, I would like B and C to entertain the motion to approve item D, approval pay application 8. There's one outstanding item with a water fountain that we came about after looking over this weekend with the help of the Arch Group, who's the architect.
Yeah, I did receive that
who
email
looked at
from
it
you
too.
this afternoon.
Yeah.
Okay.
So 6 and 7, the reason 8 can get pushed to April, and because we are over that $500,000 for the grant, in the sense that pay 8 application won't be involved in the reimbursement.
All right, so as I understand it, you want to approve 6 and 7 and then defer 8.
Till April, yeah.
Okay. Do we need to approve them one at a time? I'm sure we
Yeah,
do.
go one at
So
a time,
let's entertain a motion to approve the pay application number 6.
Okay, I make a motion to approve the $75,249.
Second.
All right, we have a motion, we have a second for pay application number 6. Let's have a vote. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? All right, that passes 3-0. Pay application number 7, we will entertain a motion for that.
Barb Tusley, I'll make a motion to approve the payment of the $167,294.
Second.
All right, so we have a motion for application number 7 approval. We have a second. We will signify that with a vote. All in favor of application number 7 signify by saying aye. Aye. Nay. The ayes have it, 3-0. Last item, item D, approval of the pay application number 8. Per Superintendent O'Shea's comments, I would like to defer. So I will entertain a motion to defer application number 8 to the next meeting, which would be in April, to be determined, but to at least clear all that up and make sure that we get all our ducks in a row before we approve that. Do I have a motion for that?
Herb Tusley, I make a motion that we defer pay number 8 till next month.
Second.
All right, so I have a motion to defer pay application number 8. which in tune will be moved over to the April meeting. Hopefully, we'll get that all rectified by then. So I've entertained that motion. We have a second, so I will ask that we vote on the deferral to pay application number 8 by signifying by saying aye.
Aye.
And opposed? The ayes have it, 3-0. We will defer that to next month. Item number C underneath new business, the 2023 meeting dates. This has been a little bit of a challenge. I know we had met on Tuesdays prior at 5 o'clock. We tried Mondays, but we've run into conflicts there. Wednesdays seem to be a conflict. So Thursdays or Tuesdays seem like our two best options, leaving Friday completely off the table.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, Thursday's wide open on the town calendar. Tuesday, going back to that same fourth Tuesday, the day before the council meeting.
The only, okay,
Go ahead, sorry.
the only Tuesday that I would not be available would be the third Tuesday of every month, where I
Okay.
do have another commitment.
Okay. So, I mean, because we're a separate entity and only would have a recommendation here and there for the town council, I see no conflict with literally meeting before, the day before.
That's fine.
And, you know, and going back to that Tuesday at 5 o'clock. And Joe, do you have any, I mean, Jason's not here.
I'm here all the time.
I know you are, but what I'm trying to do is schedule it at 5 so that you don't have to come, go, this, that, or whatever. Same thing with Jason, we're all kind of here.
And Nicole, I think, does that work for you on Tuesdays better? Yeah.
Tuesdays do.
Okay, so why don't we go back to the fourth Tuesday of the month at 5 o'clock? Do we have any other opinions on that? Is that gonna seem to work? And I think that forms our Lake County Board representative who's not here because of Monday conflicts. And I think moving forward, we have another person in mind for that fifth seat on this board. So and I know we're checking with them that will work for them also, so all things being equal.
Yeah, that's fine, and then I'll resend that request letter.
Okay, it would be then, April 24th, is that
Yes,
correct? Okay.
yes. That would be the fourth Tuesday.
And Joe, that's not used as a rollover. I believe there was some reference to
Huh?
if Monday's a holiday,
25th,
then
I'm sorry.
Oh, that was for the school board.
that's only the
That's
school
for the
board.
school-
I'm thinking the council hasn't
That's
shifted to,
No, yeah, that was just for the school
even for
board.
study sessions, so
We're trying to do the study sessions the Wednesday before.
off week, yes, yep. Yep, I know there's been a couple different days, but, okay.
And I think that also gives us, in the event of some of these things that we're currently in the midst of trying to organize, if we need to have a study session, we can move that up to earlier in the month and still have some time to digest it. Mike, you have any comments for that?
So you're aiming at the fourth Tuesday for the meeting?
Correct. Kind of where we used to be. That's where we used to be.
That would be great.
Okay. Okay.
Do we need a motion for that, or is that?
I don't think so. All right. So we've got that. I thought that was going to be a hang-up. I really did.
Just so you know, we're going to have to officially notice the meetings, so I'd recommend that if that's the date you're going to pick,
You want a motion?
that you should at least, confirm that, and that way we can notice that
Okay.
going forward as your regular meeting.
Not a problem.
Yeah.
Then I will entertain a motion to have our monthly meeting for the Parks and Recreation Board on the fourth Tuesday of the month at 5 PM, month to month.
Okay, I will make that motion to have our meeting on the fourth Tuesday of every month.
Second?
All right, so I have a motion, I have a second. All in favor of meeting on the fourth Tuesday at 5 o'clock, signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, nays? The ayes have it. That will be our date, and hopefully we can work that out with everybody else.
Sounds great.
There's never a good date for
Now,
everybody.
now Friday would be the only date my wife would probably,
Like to avoid Friday.
yeah.
You noticing those?
That's, unless you want to meet at Livio's.
Clerk's office
Right.
are doing that, or you doing
Notices?
All right, item number D,
Let's send
or
them
item
out
D
once.
under new business, the Heron Lake Park Splash Pad. Mr. O'Shea.
Okay, last summer it was brought up to my attention that we had some issues with the splash pad, with 3 of the spray features not working because of a broken pipe underneath the ground and stuff. There's also a sunflower amenity that had a tendency to be turned off at times because of the water flow, basically going to the wrong direction and getting into mud and away from the drain, basically. I had an individual come out who works with splash pad and has built splash pads in the past. This company also helped us with the disc golf course and the Gates skate park too, with some of the concrete as well. So, but he provided me a quote. I only got the one quote, but he provided me the quote on to fix the area that I had kind of circled in your packet there. And that basically would be to remove 2 large pieces of concrete that's kind of off in that corner near the parking lot. Repitch it so the water will go back to the drain properly. And then why the concrete is broken up, the 3 spray amenities, we'll get that fixed too. On the splash pad. I mean, the splash, there's a few amenities there, but as of right now, 4 of them didn't necessarily work, the right way. But this will fix it. Fix with the water. We'll do some grass seeding also in that blue area that again, what I circled and whatnot. But this work was for $9,000, and I was recommending that we move forward with this.
Is he gonna bring the concrete in like a concrete truck, or?
This would be the concrete truck.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Yeah, not bags mixing.
I had a question on the water runoff area.
Yeah.
It says it's causing mud. Is that gonna have to be built up, if you're building the concrete up?
We might have to, yeah.
Is that part of it, or we'll just?
That's not part of it. I was going to kind of do that after the fact, after looking at it. There's like a little bit of a hole, where so much water has been. So that has to be filled back in a sense. But more than likely, yeah, we might have to add a little bit, to that. But this was just for the actual fixing of that section of the amenities, yeah.
What is the timing of them being able to complete this? I presume we would like to be open by summer.
Yeah,
right?
well, normally the splash pad opens up Memorial Day weekend, so I was going to try to have them, as long as we're okay with it, now, April and stuff like that. Now that we got some warm weather now coming here, as well and stuff, so.
In your mind, could we get it expedited that quickly? Weather
Yes.
permitting?
Weather permitting, yes.
Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
So you want a motion to,
Move forward with
Move forward?
with the project.
I will entertain a motion then for the Heron Lake Park Splash Pad renovation, rehabbing, whatever you want to call it. And to the tune of,
9,000.
yeah, $9,000, give or take. I'm sure that'll probably be an arbitrary fix, because something tells me once they get down into them piping, things could be different. You never know.
Yeah, that's, yeah, I don't know. I don't know exactly where it's at either.
And
I
do
have an
we
idea.
need, like, Public Works or anybody else to be a
Well,
part of this?
Yeah, I was going to ask, I was going to talk to the Public Works Director and see if I can have one of the guys come out there who may have a little more knowledge of the area and stuff like that, just to help it, so we're going in the right direction.
Sure,
and stuff
sure.
like that, so.
That makes sense to me. All right, then I will entertain a motion for that.
I'll make a motion to the Huron Lake Park Splash Pad improvement project for an amount of $9,000. Be approved.
Second.
All right, so we have a motion to spend $9,000 on the Heron Lake Splash Pad. We will entertain that with a vote. All in favor of doing that, signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Then that is approved 3-0. Okay. Item E, Gates Park. Mike.
Okay, so back in September, the town council approved a work with Robinson Engineering for task order 1. That was to build the design the path, the south path of the Gates Park. With some of the ARPA plan that the town council has, we were looking at hard courts, fixing up the grass area for the soccer, a pavilion with bathrooms. So in your packet there, you will see, you'll see a concept plan from Robinson Engineering. Robinson Engineering has listed what this additional task order will consist of. So as I mentioned, it would be improving the grass area for soccer or other type of athletic passive play. 3 hard courts that are fenced, connecting the open lot that you see over to the north, connecting to the walking path, connecting the hard courts over to the walking path, again, the bathroom, and with the pavilion. I also included on here, and it is included within the task order, though. I know at one point the skate park was possibly looking at lights for that is included in there. This also is included on the actual plan. It's included on the concept plan. It's kind of maybe hard to see here. I send this electronically too, so you can kind of blow it up too. But there are 4 yellow dots there that would show where the potential of light poles would be. This also consists of correcting a low area in the parking lot off of Klein Avenue that it floods pretty well. In your packet too, there's a picture there that shows where the flooding will go. And also at the skate park on the north end, that'll be what, northwest? Northwest end over there by the skate park. There's another flooding area that we have there now, so that will address that flooding issue over there. So all that would be encompassed into this second task order. Now, in order to do this, this work, the initial task order was for $34,800. This additional service would be $22,500 for the design part of it. And then also in there is construction engineering, which I think is a good thing. So I think it's something that we should have, especially moving forward. But initially it was in there for $10,000. This will move it up to $50,000.
All encompassing, we're looking at roughly $100,000.
Correct, and that will get the engineering services for the design done. That would get the services to actually get the project ready to go out to bid. And then we would obviously have to bid it out and do the funding, for the construction. But then the construction engineering would be included in this as well.
Okay, and do you know who actually was part of the design for the original project for Gates Park?
I don't.
Okay.
I can.
Was that
try to
Haas?
look it up.
Do you
Oh,
know?
it probably would have been. I mean, if they.
Haas would have been the engineer
would
of
assume
record, but
so.
I don't know if they had any
Okay.
design
Okay. No, I'm just,
aspect for the Gates Park.
I mean, I find it
I think things were kind of done
willy-nilly.
piecemeal on specific.
Well, I guess my biggest
That's the
problem.
word for it.
My biggest challenge is I think it was a great concept, but not to even consider bathrooms
Well, and that's,
was something that
Yeah.
that struck me as rather strange.
It was considered, but as much as that costs out there is over $100,000.
No, I understand.
When you have a $500,000 budget and you're gonna be over already, you
Right.
don't have enough money for the $500,000 or the extra
Right.
$100,000.
Right. No,
bathroom.
I get it. No,
So at the time, it was to have porta pots, and eventually we could afford to put more lights in, put more of a permanent bathroom, maybe put a storage facility out there.
do you know if any of the wiring for the lighting is there?
But I thought we paid for.
the conduit's there.
conduit,
yes.
yeah.
The conduit is there.
Right,
All right,
I
so-
thought we paid for the, so when they had to do it, everything was ran, they said
Okay.
actually,
Yeah, the conduit's there. It's been marked
Okay.
as to where the locations of those are. One of the things we did talk about with respect to adding that new pavilion is to also have bathrooms in those.
Kind
Kind
of like we have over here.
Yeah, I mean, but
Prairie West?
we're going to have a much nicer pavilion. It's going to be pretty nice.
Mike, can we get a actual detailed assessment of all them costs?
Yeah, but we would get that after, like, if this is, as long as this is a go.
Right.
And then they design it, they'll get us.
Well,
like, an
do you,
engineering estimate.
are we safe in assuming that if we give them this opportunity that they'll come close to this number? I don't want to find out we commit to something and it comes to be twice what we're talking about.
Right, no, I got you.
Because then I would much rather defer it until we get some of them numbers so that we're not committing to something that turns into be twice what we think it would be. I mean, are you confident on these, with these numbers?
Well, the numbers, well, yeah, I mean, if anything, the construction engineering is just based on how many times they'll be, assuming
get
how
it,
many
I
times
get
they're
it.
gonna be there and stuff like that.
Well, I'm
So,
not worried about small changes. I'm worried
yeah,
about,
the larger changes and
yeah,
stuff like that.
like
Well,
next year when they come at us for another $100,000 or something like that.
Yeah. I mean, working with Robinson, they've always been, I think, very good, very upfront with everything in the times I've worked with them. I think the best way to know, I mean, I can always ask them, what do they think? But what they're going to tell me is that they're going to say, well, I can just, give you some ballpark number that's going to be either the lowest of the low or the highest of the high. I think the only true way of really defining it is to go through this, do this, and then they'll have, a better idea of what everything will
Well,
be.
can we?
And then at that point, you can decide at that point if
Yeah,
you need
if
to
you wanna
phase
do
this
it.
or.
Well, that's
how
what I'm
you wanna
thinking. I
go
mean,
forward.
That's
would
right.
we be smart to at least get the engineering part of it done?
Yes. Oh, yes. Oh,
That's
correct.
all this is requesting at this point.
Yeah,
that's all this is, right?
yeah, this is just engineering.
Okay.
The construction engineering is in,
Project.
yeah, no, we would have to do the project separately. Once, they'll get everything ready to go out to bid, and then we just gotta say, okay, put in the paper.
Then it's
we're ready
how
for
you
bid.
want to have it bid. Oh, well, we can only afford to do this
Yeah.
this year, so
Right.
we'll
Okay.
bid this.
No, I'm okay with
But
that.
everything will be done.
So,
Teed up.
I would add to that as well, so
There's grant
I like
opportunities
the
too.
idea of, because this is a sizable amount of money as well, to
Right.
think in engineering. If you think it's way out of hand, the cost, I would love to see
Yeah.
worst-case scenario or what likely would be, just, and I understand they're not gonna be able to give us an exact number, I understand that, but some type of worst-case scenario for you to, that you're
Right.
safe.
Well, I would hate to invest $100,000 into engineering only to find out that
right.
we are nowhere near
That's right.
the funds to do what we'd
Yeah.
like to do. What
But
we'd like to do and what we
The
can.
engineering design itself that's only gonna be like 50,000.
Okay.
The 34 plus the 22, so my math might be a little off, but right around there. That 50,000 would just be, it'll be built in once we're ready to do the construction.
But aren't you asking for some of this stuff to be done immediately because of the need? Like the grading of the parking, changing of the
Well,
park?
but not until it's
can't be
ready,
done
not
now.
until the design is actually ready to go and you guys look at it. Like,
Okay.
I believe it's in there like 4 months, right, on their thing.
Yes.
So nothing's gonna happen during that 4 months rather than just what's on paper, basically. And you're gonna take a look at it.
Right.
And then you're gonna say, I like it, I don't like it, we gotta change this. That's the time to make those changes. And then during that time is when we ask them, well, if we did this pavilion, how much is that? Or, hey, if we had a second pavilion, how much is that gonna be? The construction engineering is just in there, but we're not spending that until the construction actually happens, basically. So the original cost will be that $50,000, basically, which we're already spending $34,000 with the original task order. So in a sense, this is only asking for $22,000 for the design purposes.
Gotcha.
But you'll be able to take a look, and I'll be sending it to you because it should come here first before it goes.
Well, yeah, like I guess my biggest challenge with all that is why wasn't this done with the original engineering work for the park?
It was.
But what
It was a different design.
Okay.
It was more of, because this is adding more. This is coming, because pickleball courts were never part of this.
Right.
That's added on, which is awesome.
Right.
I
No,
love
right.
that. But before it was like there was gonna be a path coming around the backside. It was all gonna be like shaded.
Gotcha.
With the bathroom would have been almost where the soccer fields are.
Gotcha.
This is incorporating the soccer fields. This is a
So
better. it's a better than what we
we're
were-
enhancing what
Absolutely.
we originally had
Yes.
committed to.
Yes, and I want to say Arsh was the one that did. I know they were our original one that we went through.
Okay.
On this
I think you're right, Mike. I think
Ours
you're
group?
right. Yeah, and I think that was, it might be in the park plan,
Okay.
the concepts for that.
So then you're just asking for an engineering cost then, Mike?
Yes. Just let me go back to it here real quick.
5?
So what I'm asking for right now is the approval for the amending this task order number 1 for engineering at $22,500 additional to what we were paying. And then again, the construction engineering is in there too, is not to exceed $500,000. But again, we won't go to that until we actually do, construction actually starts.
Okay. Barb or Mike, any other questions?
No.
All right, then I would entertain a motion to amend that task order.
Make a motion to amend the task order in the amount of $22,500. Is that
Correct, yes.
correct? For the engineering services.
I'll second that.
All right, so we have a motion to amend our task order for the amount of a little over $22,000. We will take a vote. All in favor of this task order amendment, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, and then the nays. That passes 3-0. So
And,
that-
and then just one other thing, just looking at it again. So Joe signed the original one, so this is just amending it. So I did ask Robinson to send an updated one, so listing Joe's signature still, because it's still amending it, but then to add a Park signature in there as well.
Do you want that authorization?
Yes,
You want a motion for that authorization?
yes.
All right, so then, I guess the next motion will be to allow Superintendent O'Shea to sign off on that task order change. Do I have a motion for that?
Barb Tuesday, I'll make a motion to allow Michael O'Shea to, what are we doing here?
Sign it.
Sign and authorize.
Signing off on the
Yeah.
new task order.
Second.
All right, so we have a motion, we have a second for a task order signature for Superintendent O'Shea. We will bring that to a vote. All in favor of that motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? The ayes have it, so.
And just so you know, that the town already has a master agreement with Robinson Engineering, but the park board doesn't, so.
Correct.
That's why it's necessary to have the amendment on there.
Okay. Item F, pond treatment.
This is just the annual pond maintenance for Homestead Acres, Lewis Estates property, and Prairie West. However, this does include Lindsay Park this time. As you remember, the one resident came in talking about that, and that is over at Lindsay Park, and it is owned by the town, so I
Okay.
thought that should be something we should be paying
We've
for.
reconciled that?
Yeah, for that one.
Because I know that was in question at the time.
Correct. Yeah, so for the year, it'll be $7,300 for the 4 ponds.
Then I will entertain a motion to have pond maintenance for all them parks that were in front of you there for the tune of $7,000, right?
7,300.
300.
$7,300, okay, I see it there.
Can I ask, what are we doing? Is this just,
It's just maintenance, treatment of the ponds, weeds, algae,
okay.
all just, yeah,
Does it go as far as like mosquitoing and stuff like that? No?
no,
Okay.
no,
Does it
just,
keep the geese out?
No, the geese are good.
No,
not
the
those
geese,
geese, but-
the geese are not good.
I was thinking of the white ones, those are swans.
Can we do something about the geese? That would be great.
No, they're
just talking about
protected
that.
by the Indiana.
I know.
I do, honestly, I have dogs, black, hard plastic dogs that could be put out here, and they do work, and they will go away.
And they do have
That
machines.
would be great.
They
Do
do
they
have
bark?
nice
They
sonic
could, I
machines
guess,
for
you know, sound, you get too close.
2,000, for 2 acres for $500 if you want to research that. Because
Get a
we
drone.
don't have a goose problem, but we do have a serious goose poop problem.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, they're not fun.
All right, well then,
Cleanly.
any other questions or comments?
Nope.
Okay,
You made a
then
motion, I'll second it.
Okay, yeah, I'll make a motion
Oh, I
that
thought you
we,
did, sir.
then I have a
That's
motion for the pond treatment for 2023.
right, for $7,300.
Second that.
All right, we have a motion, we have a second, we'll have a vote. All in favor of this pool treatment for 2023 at $7,300, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, nays. Okay, ayes have it. Item G, independent contractor agreements.
So, we recently got the disc golf course going over there at Heartland Park, and we've had a good amount of activity so far.
I
But
say, look at you getting it all set up here and rolling.
so Pat is here. We'll talk to him next here. He's the new recreation coordinator, and he's been working with a local professional, disc golf professional, to help with lessons and some programming. So this is just a contract to work with that individual, 75-25 revenue split for 2023. That's all.
Way to go getting this up and running, that's all I gotta say.
Great idea.
Yeah.
Okay, Pat, you have any comment you want to
Kyle Giovannini.
Can you?
step up to the mic?
Yeah. Make sure the little green light's on at the bottom. No, on the
It
bottom, the
is.
base of the
Yeah,
microphone.
it is. So I have, like Michael has said, I've been working pretty closely with Kyle. He is the one who designed the course for us over there. He only has a couple of months with us, and we thought we'd take advantage of his knowledge and expertise. So we offered him, or came to him with the idea of coaching personal and private and group lessons, and he agreed.
Awesome.
Now, would this be something that we run through our organization?
Correct, yeah. So just like some of the other courses that we have, it would be that 75-25 split like he was saying, but it's all run through, it's St. John Disc Golf, it's Parks and Recreation program and advertised that way.
Great. Any questions?
I presume we get a certificate of insurance from him?
Yes, we can, yeah, absolutely.
You said he's under a limited time?
Yeah, he's so his wife is in the military and they move around quite a bit, and so every 2 or 3 years they relocate. So he said in June actually he is going to be relocating. So like I said, we want to take advantage of
So basically, this is just till June.
some. Yes, it's the 2 months that he has left here to get it going, and he's got a great connection and network as far as the disc golf community goes. So he's been instrumental in helping us get this program
And then
going.
once he goes and stuff, we'll be able to
Someone else
get
to do it.
somebody else.
Yeah.
With his help, he's helped showing other people to us.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Right, so then we need a motion to accept this independent contractor agreement, correct?
correct.
All right, I will entertain a motion to accept the independent contractor agreement. Now, this will only be through June
It's technically it's through 2023.
for the calendar year
For the calendar
2023?
year, yeah, that's
Okay.
how it's written up. But he'll be here pretty much through June.
Okay.
And then once we get somebody else, we'll bring it back.
Great.
So if he's going to be out of this contract in June, can we get a notice or let him know that?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
just so that we can formalize, because I do see it is through
Yeah,
23.
yeah.
So,
Barb Tusley, I'll make a motion to approve the contract for the independent contracting agreement with Kyle
Giovanni.
Junavini, thank you.
Giovannini.
Giovannini, that's a name.
With a split of Kyle getting 75%, the park getting 25%.
I'll second that.
All right, I've got a motion to accept this independent contractor agreement as posted.
Mr. President,
Yes.
I can ask one legal question. You said he's running this through the parks, though, as a park fee?
Yes.
How is that going to be? Because this board has to specifically approve park fees, so I don't want to authorize him to, have you authorize him to work, but then not authorize him to charge?
Through a fee, correct. So we've been working on a fee, and I mean, I guess I could bring that fee here in April for the
So
meeting
we're
there and
delay
stuff like
in
that.
that sense.
yeah.
Just because I see that it's a percentage that's coming, but if it's
Yeah.
going
Do you know how
out
much
to
it
the
is?
community as a park fee,
Go ahead.
then you have to, the board has to specifically
Yeah.
approve that amount to be charged.
Yeah, so the individual lessons will be $40 per hour, and then the group lessons will be $100 per hour.
And then the town would be getting 75% of each of those
Correct.
fees. Any variation, any reason that there would be a variation on that?
I don't believe so,
Or if there
no.
was, I'm taking for granted it would be a time breakdown correlation percentage of that.
Yeah, the prices that, so he has his set price at $30 an hour, so we put it at $40 to make sure that he has the 75-25 split, we'll get 10, he'll get the 30. So he can keep his rate, and same thing with the group prices. He has his set rate, so we wanted to make sure that we charged more than that, so we would get the 25% of that. And it's remaining the 40 and the 100.
The same way?
Correct.
Okay.
Park would be collecting the money then, or?
It would all come through the
Yeah,
clerk's,
the clerk's
the
office.
clerk treasurer's office,
They're all
correct.
coming into as a park fee?
Correct.
And then paid to him pursuant to this agreement?
Correct.
Okay,
And he'll be issued a 1099 then, at the end of the year?
they'll have to.
Yeah, at the end of
If he's paid over 600, they'll have to.
Yeah.
Want to amend that into it, or?
It's by
Well,
law, it doesn't need to be a motion.
By law, just, you know.
Yeah, that's something that'll come through the clerk's office if he's paid more than
Do we have
600.
to- we have to put that into our motion,
for the fee.
the fee?
No, what I would recommend you do is address the motion on the floor regarding the contract or this contractor agreement.
with the, obviously laying this out as Barb's already stated with the percentages. And then I would ask for a second motion approving the specific fees for the hourly rates to be charged by the Parks Department for this disc golf. So to do it separately so that they're not linked one and the same if there's ever a cancellation of this contract come June, that those
So
fees are
you
still in
prefer it being a
place.
motion to do it and then a motion for the fee?
There's already a motion on the table for the independent contractor
Right.
agreement approval, so I would recommend that you go ahead and vote on that.
Okay.
And then I would ask for, if this passes, I would ask for a second motion then approving the specific fees for this program through the Parks Department.
All right, so we have the motion to accept the independent contractor, and we've got a second, so we'll have a vote on that. All in favor of the independent contractor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? So that happened, so then we're going to reinstitute the same independent contractor agreement for the fees of a 75/20. oh,
No, separate and apart from this contract, having nothing to do with this contract.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So it's $40, it's $40 for the
So
group.
so that's the motion, you want a motion for the $40 fee?
If I could clarify, just from my understanding, would this, and what you're saying is, so basically, any future contractor that we have coming in for disc golf would be subject to these payments?
Yes,
Or to
not
these-
the
to these
percentages, that's separate, that's the contract that was
Correct.
just approved with.
Which I agree with, I
The
do
the
agree.
fee for the
But the fee that the
service.
For the
town
for
would
the-
be
yeah.
charging, by statute, any fee that is charged by the Parks Department has to be approved by the Park Board.
Understandable.
And it can be done in mass, in a list as they change, or if it's something new that they have to approve. So under the current motion that I am requesting now to have that established, any new contractor, if that fee was going to change, this board would just have to take action
Gotcha.
to change the fee. But because it is a fee that is charged specifically by the town as the, or on
Town
behalf of the
Parks
parks,
and that, yeah.
yep. And that this would be money that would be coming through the Parks Department, and a fee that's charged that way, that's why that's why this board has to approve it.
Yeah, no, I,
And then any new programs too, like we talked about making that, one book and stuff, and same thing, we'll have to.
So Nicole, then you want us to entertain a motion for that $40 fee?
To establish a fee.
To
To
that
establish a
portion.
fee for the disc golf
Okay.
lessons,
independent contracting, independent contractor.
that
that
won't
would
even
be.
matter.
Yeah, it won't matter.
Won't even
Just the
matter, the
fee for
payment
the- for
agreement
the
just for the.
service.
Yep, just for
Oh,
the
I see
service
what
going
you're
through
saying.
the
Okay,
parks.
okay.
The fee that the park is
Yep.
going to charge.
Correct, yep.
Okay, thank you. Okay,
Then we will entertain a motion for the fee that the Parks Department will charge for the lessons for the disc golf. I will entertain a motion for that.
And that's for the $30.
Well,
$40
right?
for the individual and $100 for
$100.
the group.
Okay, so we need a motion for that specific amount.
Okay, so then $40 for the
Individual.
individual and then $100 for the group for the lessons.
And is that an hourly,
They're both hourly rates.
both hourly rates, okay.
Per hour.
okay, Barb Tousley, I'll make a motion that we set the fee for the disc golf at $40 an hour for individuals and $100 an hour for groups.
Second.
So we have a motion to approve the fees of $40 and $100 for the disc golf. We will take a vote. All in favor of this motion signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? The ayes have it. That concludes new business, old business. Patnell Park. Mike?
Did you want to do the introduction real quick? or-
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, number 8, introduction of the recreation coordinator and recreational specialist. I'm sorry, we made them sit here this long, we can at least.
No problem. So my name is Patrick Tortorisi. I am the recreation coordinator. I graduated from Eastern Illinois University back in 2006 with a degree in kinesiology. I've been an event coordinator and a recreation event coordinator, I should say, for over 15 years now. Done several different runs, several different events for local communities that I've always lived in. Any?
Great.
Very cool.
And you're our full-time,
I am, correct, yes.
appreciate, any questions, guys?
Nah, we've talked.
Very nice to meet all you. I'm very excited.
And then we have Rebecca here. She is the
Step right up.
recreation specialist.
Hello, my name is Rebecca Vaccaro. I'm a resident of St. John, have been for the past 10 years or so. Yeah, thank you. Sorry, I didn't know. Can you hear me? Okay. But yeah, resident of St. John. I got hired in actually last year to do the farmers market seasonally. I did some things with Mike during the summer, the concert series. I did one of those, Movies in the Park, did one of those. And then, yeah, there was a program, the toddler playtime that I did with Mike at the end of the year. And yeah, I heard you guys were hiring. I applied and lucky enough to get the job.
And what are your specific hours, or don't you have?
I'm just part-time.
Okay, but I mean, is it
15 hours
like-
a week.
Okay.
Yeah,
But I mean,
6
certain days or,
I'm flexible with them, but right now I'm just Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday. But, you know, when events come up, I'm sure that'll change to wherever I'm needed.
so there's a little flexibility built in.
yeah.
Well, welcome aboard.
Thank
Appreciate you
Nice to meet you all.
coming.
Welcome.
Yeah, welcome to both of you guys.
All right. Now that we've got that out of the way, now we can go to old business. Patno Park tree planting.
So this is just an updated map that we had in the February meeting, just showing the placement of where that 10 tree planting would be. Also on there, I stayed away from the middle, as you guys asked for last time. Is the majority by the trail and by the playground. Also back in the packet as well is the tree planting species list. I don't have a particular species yet because most of them aren't available and stuff like that as far as getting them. But they will stay within what the town has.
The original budget too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, correct.
Cool.
Do we need to make any?
No, this was just update from the last meeting, that's all.
And then item B, the Parks Weed and Feed program.
We had this in February as well, and this is just an updated amount with weed control only. So the weed and feed one-time application is still the same as I told you in February, $12,617 for all of the parks. And then what I added on here was just a weed control application. If it was just sole one weed control application at $5,130.64. So just a preference. If we want to do the weed and feed, last year was strictly just weed control only. I recommended doing the weed and feed, and then going down the road if you wanted to add weed control and stuff. So.
Is the current construction that's going on going to impair us at all when, coming down the bike paths and all that kind of stuff over there?
Well, yeah,
Connection wires.
potentially, yeah. I mean, those are areas probably we won't get to, and then I can, take it off the list and stuff like that, as well. But this was just a list, what they had for, for everything. Same thing with grass cutting too. I mean, that's where they're supposed to
Right.
cut as well.
Yeah,
So,
because right now it's pretty much a mess.
yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. So,
Did we approve this already?
we did, well, no, we did not approve this. So, no, we didn't do either one. So, I'm recommending the $12,617 for the weed and feed application, one-time application.
All right, then I will entertain a motion for the one-time, all parks weed and feed, for,
$617.
$12,617.
Does that include that 51?
No, that's just a weed, that's just weed.
In case like around June, July, August.
Wanted to
times
do
get
a
really
second.
We'd have to
bad.
revisit that at
And we'd
that
have to
point.
redo it.
Mark.
Okay. This is much bigger than mine at home.
Yeah.
I make a motion to accept the, is it a contract or
Yes,
Contract.
agreement.
agreement with Forever Green Lawn Care for $12,617?
I'll second that.
So I have a motion on the floor for the all parks weed and feed. We will have a vote. If you all approve, signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? The ayes have it, 3-0, so that's taken care of.
Does Mike need to sign a contract? Do we have to approve Mike?
Do we need to, you're gonna
Go
sign
ahead,
that?
go ahead, yeah.
Okay, let's have a motion then for Superintendent O'Shea to sign that contract with Forever Green on this All Parks Weed and Feed. Do I entertain a motion for that?
Barb Tusley, I'll make a motion to have Superintendent O'Shea sign the contract for Evergreen Lawn and Care for the weed and feed application in the amount of $12,617.
Second.
All right, so I have a motion. I have a second for Superintendent O'Shea to sign the contract for this. All in favor of this motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? And then that's done. Okay.
This we don't need to do
Reports.
anything with that.
Town Council Liaison.
I just want to say thanks for your hard work improving our parks. I appreciate it. We had a little bit of discussion between myself, Mike, and Dave today. I was going to have a request or an ask. It would be really nice for the residents to be able to access our parks and rent our parks online, have the availability online for they could see it, and maybe have the ability to rent them online as well. So just I ask if you guys could, maybe take a look at that and work on that if that was possible, if you can fit that in your schedule at some point.
Let me ask you this, Mike, because I thought about it after you and I discussed it a little bit. With this new software that Jason would like to get, would something like that be integral to that? Do you have any idea?
I don't,
Okay,
but
yeah,
we
it's
can
out of my,
certainly ask.
it's out of my
right.
league, but I mean, that
Question
might be a
ask.
question to ask him, simply because if it's going to, if that gets approved and that actually does happen, I mean, we may be able to piggyback somehow, some way with all that, and
I'll ask. Great idea.
because the whole idea was basically to get everything together, right? All the departments and all that kind of stuff, so.
That's right. They all talk to each other.
Right, so I mean, that might be, a way to at least approach that, so we'll have to see how that goes, but it was a good point. Mr. Waswati, anything for you?
Nothing.
Okay, nothing? Any members' issues?
No.
Okay. Well, as our time has run out here, I will entertain a motion. Oh, wait a minute, I need any and all or any public comment. We have so many people in the room here, I'm sure someone has a comment, no?
I'm sure they're here for something else. Hopefully.
No, they're like, get it over with.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
I will accept